Hi, and welcome to Bluebell Storytime Online. I'm Miss Mandy from the B.B. Comer Memorial Library here in Sylacauga, and Miss Marilyn from upstairs is joining me too. We both work upstairs in the children's department, and we've chosen some books that we enjoyed to read today. Today we're going to read books about bugs. You know, it's springtime, so we're starting to see a lot of bugs now. And I'm going to take the first one. It's The Bugliest Bug. I'd like to thank the author, Carol Diggory Shields, the illustrator, Scott Nash, and the publishing company, Candlewick Press, for allowing me to share the book with you. The Bugliest Bug. Do you have 6 legs? Do you wiggle or crawl? Could you be the bugliest bug of them all? A contest for insects. News buzzed through the air. Bugs slithered and swarmed from here and from there. Down by the pond, young damselfly Dilly said, "I'm a plain bug, neither clever nor frilly. But while I won't win, I would still like to see who the bugliest bug turns out to be." Fireflies lit up the stage with their lights. Glowworms glowed softly, a beautiful sight. A lacy white curtain hung from the trees and billowed and swayed in the warm evening breeze. The clearing was humming with bugs of all sizes, flittery, jittery, hoping for prizes. There were more bugs than Dilly could ever have dreamed, from tiny no-see-ums to fat termite queens. Some had great pincers, some had proud horns, some looked like branches or flowers or thorns. Dilly crept closer as the biggest judge grinned. "Sweet little bugs, let our contest begin." How odd, Dilly thought. Those judges have wings that are tied to their backs with gossamer strings. Click beetles clacked and whirligigs whirled. Crickets sang solo and swallowtails twirled. A ladybug curtsied, tumblebugs flipped. The judges applauded, then licked their lips. The judges looked shifty, so Dilly kept squinting. Then, sure enough, she spied their fangs glinting. She yelled, "We've been flim-flammed, bamboozled, distracted. Those judges aren't insects," she cried. "They're arachnids." Oh my. The big judge hissed softly, "Too late for you all. It's curtain time now," and it started to fall. "Folks," he continued, "we liked all your acts, but we think we will like you much better as snacks." The bugs froze in fear. This looked like the end. But Dilly thought quickly and shouted out, "Friends, there's only one way to get out of this mess. Each insect must do what each insect does best." "So charge!" yelled a squadron of swift soldier flies, and bombardier beetles took to the skies. Dilly whirred up through a hole in the net. "It's working, it's working. We'll beat those creeps yet." The army ants marched and the mantises prayed. "Keep fighting," called Dilly, "and don't be afraid." Then the stink bugs united, gave off their worst smells. "P.U., we give up," the spiders all yelled. They scuttled away. "Hurrah!" cried the bugs, giving high sixes and fuzzy warm hugs. The cicada piped up, "It's time for a speech. Attention, my friends," he said with a screech. The contest is over, and we have a winner. Without this young damsel, we'd all be dinner. She might be young and she might be small, but Dilly's the bugliest bug of us all. Yes, she was. You might see some of those bugs when you're out and about during the springtime. Now we have a song. Are we ready for this? Let's see if we can get the motions right. Okay, it's moving. Can you move like me? So you see if you can move like we are. Can you wiggle like a worm? Can you squiggle? Can you squirm? Can you flutter? Can you fly like a gentle butterfly? Can you crawl upon the ground like a beetle that is round? Can you move with me? Can you flip? Can you flop? Can you give a little hop? Can you slither like a snake? Can you give a little shake? Can you dance like a bee who is buzzing round a tree? Can you move with me. Good job. That's great. Now, Miss Marilyn's got the next book.
My book is going to be Katy Did It. It's written by Lorianne Siomades, and she also illustrated the book. The publisher will be Bugliest Mills Press. Katy Did It. No hopping in the house, Katy, said Mama. Hop outside, but don't get into trouble. All right, Mama, said Katy. Katy hopped outside, down the path and into the lilies. Katy's little brother Lou followed her. Boing, boing, boing. Uh-oh. Who scattered all the pollen? Asked an angry voice. Katy did it, shouted little Lou. Then Katy cried, but I didn't mean to. Katy carefully crept down from the lilies and hopped off into the garden. I love to hop on bouncy red tomatoes, said Katy. Boing, boing, boing. Uh-oh. Who scared all the aphids away? Shrieked someone from above. Katy did it, shouted little Lou. Then Katy cried, but I didn't mean to. Stop following me, Lou, Katy scolded. You keep getting me into trouble. Lou was too busy to listen, so Katy huffed over to the milkweed patch. Little Lou was right behind her. Boing, boing, boing. Oh no, not again, moaned Katy. Who tangled up my web? Demanded a deep, dark voice. Katy did it, shouted little Lou. Then Katy cried, but I didn't mean to. Katy sulked as she walked home. She couldn't hop in the lilies. She couldn't hop in the garden or the milkweed patch. She couldn't hop anywhere without little Lou tapping on her. What would she tell Mama? Just then she heard a tiny sound. Help! She heard it again. It was the ants. Katy and Lou hopped to the anthill as fast as they could. Please help us, cried one of the ants. We tried to get this olive into our house, but now it's stuck in our front door, and the rest of our family is trapped. Katy thought for a moment, then put a stick under the olive. Stand back, everyone, she shouted. Boing, boing. Katy hopped as high as she could. Boink! Hooray! Katy did it, the ants cheered. Katy did it, shouted little Lou. Katy, said Mom, I'm proud of you.
Oh, great. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this bug story time. I hope to see you next time.